Oh, I think I'm actually a little sad about this. Hey guys, it's Joey. It is day 30 of the 30 Days to a Better Us challenge. How does that feel for you? I think I'm actually a little sad. This has just been an incredible way to spend this time together. It has been an amazing journey. I was actually just looking at my calendar for the next week, kind of going, I can't believe that I don't have this to drive me in this upcoming week. I'm a little challenged by that, but oh, wow, has this just been incredible. So I want to say thanks for hanging out. Thanks for riding this crazy train. And today, day 30, as you meet this brand new, better version of yourself, and you step into the second half of 2018, what are you going to do next? And that's kind of how I feel right now. Man, this has been an amazing stretch, and what a growth experience. And now what, right? Well, the good news is I won't leave you stranded. Today is day 30. It's the last day of the 30 Days to a Better Us challenge. And what are we going to do with it? We're going to make a goal board. We are going to design, or at least give ourselves a thought or an idea of what our goals are with this new self, right? Now that I know all these things about myself, now that I've uncovered all of these secret hopes and desires, and I've learned how to kind of manage myself a little bit better through the trials and tribulations, and motivate myself and not make excuses, and to keep my promises to myself. Now that I've learned how to do all those things, what do I do next? So before we start freaking out and looking at all these things and different ways that we could do it, you know, as a matter of fact, here, look, I'll show you. Here's an idea, just a small idea so that you have a clue. You guys have heard about vision boards before, right? Maybe some of you have actually been in my classes where I've taught how to do the vision board. Look, I love you guys so much that I went to the back closet and I pulled out vision boards from years ago. And you know, I love to have a small, medium, and large, so I'll just break this down. When I started my health and fitness journey, here was just a small construction paper. Just took out some things that were important to me. I know they're probably backwards on your camera, but getting fit, eating right, the basics, just a 2-pager. And then I kind of moved on from that because I was just really, Joe, you need to kick your own butt. What does that look like? And so this one was just a little bit bigger. Again, I ripped up things from a magazine, things that really stood out to me. Bright future, spending time outside, making connections, having grit, right? So these were some things that I actually, in another class I taught, being able to travel the world. This was another vision board that I put together, and something that I did. And here's the fun thing. I kept these in front of me for years, not just because I taught classes, but because, well, I'll tell you why. We'll go over 7 reasons why a goal board is important. But let me show you one other example. And this one I'm pretty proud of because I created this in one of our first classes at Infuse in 2014. I was pretty proud of this one. As a matter of fact, I think it was like our first Chickonomics class in January. This is a 5-parter, right? Okay, I know the camera's going in and out to work with me here. So this is a 5-parter. What was amazing about this one is I actually broke it down. I broke it down into personal and into financial, and some of my goals for service and some of my goals for missions. And then this was about our house. But I'll tell you what's really incredible is I created this in 2014, broke as a joke with a borrowed car. I think we were still on welfare at the time, actually. And I am so honored that I have accomplished 98% of what is on this vision board. And that is not to be braggadocious. That was me looking back and going, that is the power of having vision. Now, not everything. My truck doesn't look like that. But it doesn't have to. My truck is the perfect truck for me. It's not a borrowed car, and it's paid for. So that was very exciting. So goal boards. Look, you know how I feel about arts and crafts, and you know I freak out when it comes to glue guns and markers and construction paper. So why would I put myself through that kind of torture? Well, there are 7 reasons why. There are just 7 reasons why I kind of, when in doing the research for this, why having a goal board and being able to put this on paper was super important to us actually being able to accomplish the things that we set out to accomplish. So I'm going to share this with you. Number one, it ensures follow through. When you've got that big thing hanging in your office every single day, you are geared, you are focused, you know what you're shooting for. So you are more apt to do the things that you have to do in order to get there. We've all heard out of sight, out of mind. So we make a goal, we don't talk about it, we don't put it in front of ourselves. Well, there's really no reason to take the next step. A goal before it's written down is really just a wish. So this is us turning our wishes into action steps. Number two, you get the opportunity to visualize a new reality. Driving a borrowed car that barely fit all of our kids in it, and looking at this thing right here and going, you know what, Joey, one day, that's true, one day all of your children can have a seatbelt. One day you can travel the world. One day I did. And so visualize a new reality. We've talked about that. Remember, this has been layering on our core disciplines for 30 days. And so this is a vision, getting out of our own head, creating a new perception so that we are not defined by our circumstances, but rather our possibilities. So take the opportunity today during this challenge to visualize a new reality for you, for your family, for your job, for your relationship, whatever that looks like for you. Number three, life starts at the end of your comfort zone. So do something crazy. The glue gun makes me freak out. Well, maybe it's time I grab a glue gun. Because if my life starts at the end of my comfort zone, then I want to be uncomfortable every day for a really long time so that I can go after those things that are bigger than the things that I might have only thought, Joe, you're only as good as this. Well, the truth is I'm only as good as my try. So how hard am I willing to try? How far can we go? Number four, it gives you an opportunity to organize your thoughts. I mean, even in doing a goal board, okay, Joe, I've got all these words, I cut all this stuff out of a magazine, what in the world do I do with it? Well, you know, as you start to kind of put it together and just the kind of the action that it takes to put one thing here and to glue it down and to write it down, or whatever that looks like, in your living room or your craft room or your desk or your bathroom where you're hiding at the time, whatever that might be, you have the opportunity to kind of think through it because you're creating your own puzzle piece. And so it helps just kind of get some clarity, gain some focus, right? We all need that. Number five, combat the noise. Everyone out there has a thought, an idea, an opinion about your dream, about your goal, about how far you can go, about how far you can't, about how crazy you are, or maybe you're not crazy enough. It's just noise. This is between you and what you were created to do. So when you put your goals on paper and you have the opportunity to look at those, all this, just noise. Clear it out of the way, focus back in on whatever is on your paper, and that becomes about you and your purpose. Number six, something, what's the song? Always something there to remind me, right? So you want to be able to go back and review what your goals are. And so one of the things that I absolutely love is that I have in my day timer, in my actual planner that I use every day, I have annual snapshots and monthly snapshots, dashboards, if you will, that I can actually go back and go, okay, what were the goals we set down? What are the goals I set down earlier this year? And guys, they change. The goals I had in January are nowhere near what this new, better version of myself has planned for the rest of the year. Give yourself some grace. Just because you said you were going to do it in January doesn't mean that your life hasn't changed or your priorities haven't changed. It also doesn't mean that you can't roll it over into January of next year or that you can't accomplish it in November. Don't give up on yourself, but be easy on yourself. Be hard on yourself. Kick your own butt. There's a lot of things that we have to do in order to manage this, right? We need to be easy. We are our biggest cheerleader. We also need to be our greatest motivator. Let's stick to that. And number 7, try something new. Listen, as freaked out as I am about glue sticks and markers and highlighters and all I love those things, but when you put them all together and ask me to create a craft project, those highs start to happen. Had I not stepped out beyond myself, there are hundreds of women actually who would have never had the courage or the ability or the opportunity to create vision for their own lives, because I have taught classes over and over and over and over about how to make a vision board. And to some people, it may just seem like gluing words on paper. But for others, it is giving their dream a reality. It is giving their dream a name. It is a picture. It is something tangible that they can actually look at and have a new sense of hope they may never have seen before. So I am so excited about what has happened to you over the last 30 days. And I am so excited about what she has planned. We don't like to keep these videos very long, but I want to give you just 60 more seconds of a couple examples of things that you can do in order to put your goals on paper today before we end this time together, okay? Couple things. So those vision boards may have looked totally crazy and maybe beyond your realm of what you're ready to do. So how about just a to-do list? This is actually just a daily to-do list. What are your goals for tomorrow? It's a place to start. What are your goals in the morning? What are your goals in the afternoon? What are your goals in the evening? What tasks do you need to get accomplished tomorrow? What errands will you run? What Bible verse did you read? What pages in your books did you read? Write it down so that your wishes and your thoughts and your ideal, maybe this is just an ideal day. Maybe on your perfect day, this is what it would look like. That's a great idea, actually. Visualize your perfect day. I have one of those on a Post-it note somewhere. And then just stick it somewhere and go, okay, well, I didn't end up getting up at 5 o'clock this morning, but I can do that again tomorrow. So encourage yourself by creating your ideal day, right? How about, I don't know if I showed you guys this. This is actually my Get Fit Done. My daughter bought this for me, so this is a fitness journal. So a goal board. Again, if I'm just looking at one area of my life that I would like to see some change, here is the goals that I created for myself for next week. These are my workout goals. These are my food goals. I'm still working on this part, as you can see, as I plan my menu for the upcoming week. But that's just one. Those are my goals for one particular area in my life for just 1 week. But I got them on paper so that they're not a wish anymore. Second way to create a goal board, and again, I don't want to hurt your face. This is my day timer. This is what I put all of my stuff in on a regular basis. You can see we're in back to school mess now. I don't hurt your head. but these are the things, these are my prayers for my kids for the week. These are my goals, my focuses for the week. This is the consistency of creating our back to school. This is not a drill, people. We are on dry run. We have 9 days before we go back to school, and I couldn't be more excited. And then if you want to go just a little bit further, these are actually things I'd like to see done that I just put one at a time on a Post-it note so that I can look and go, oh, I can do that today. And I can grab that Post-it note and I can put it in my day timer and I can run with it. Do what you can. Maybe you have one piece of notebook paper and one pencil. Write down 3 things that you can accomplish this week that are going to motivate, inspire, encourage, and execute that better version of yourself. I'm so proud of you, and I'll see you tomorrow for the wrap party. Congratulations.